Tuesday the 20th, and I'm starting my week today. We had to get some housework done from a leak, like Friday through Monday, so I'm really only getting started today on Tuesday. I'm going to be printing out some test labels for the holiday collection. I have some orders to pack. So part of the new holiday collection that I'm designing, I'm gonna have my own custom labels with a bit more information on them, like my website and stuff, not just like the safety info. So in the Maestro label designer, you can do curved text, which is a godsend, and I'm just designing a couple different color patterns. You can see I have a few set already, just so I can print them all out and have them ready to go once the candles are made. So I decided that for any order placed in the holiday collection, I wanted to offer free little samples. So I'm just using the same label design for the candles, and I just changed a little bit of the information, and I'm gonna print them on 1.5-inch circles. These are gonna go on top of the little tins. I think it'll look really cute, and I hope people like the samples. I've never really done them before, but right now I'm just organizing everything so that it fits. There's a lot of work to do with like the bleed and stuff that I'm still learning, but this is all in the Maestro label designer. I'm just saving them all into a folder so I can find them later, and then I'm gonna test print them. So it took a lot of troubleshooting and a lot of used up pages, but this is how it turned out. I think they're really cute, and I don't mind the trial and error because these ones, this is just the standard white matte, is so cheap, so it's nice to learn with. So this is how I keep all of my pre-printed labels organized. I just have little labels on them. I'm realizing now I should have put the labels on the tab because you can't see them when they're all stacked up, but c'est la vie. This is just my way of separating. So I have warning labels, sample labels, regular candle labels, and I will have tea light labels in a different folder. And this way they're all ready to go as I make them. So today is a customs day, possibly filming day. So this is about 36 jars in here. This is how most suppliers ship them. They'll come in a big box with peanuts and then in separate boxes. So we've got 3 different cases and then 2 different types of lids. Open these up. What I'm doing now is I am separating out all of the customs and I'm putting them on post-it notes so that I can stick them in front of the jars as I make them and then stick them to the lids or something, just because it's going to be really hard to keep track of since they're all super different and I haven't designed the labels yet. So that is just how I'm keeping things organized. It's not the most professional, but it works for me. This is the first time that I'm using my Big Boy Presto pot. This is her. My other size holds 6 pounds, 7 if I really push it. So if this even holds 10, that'd be great. But if it holds 12, that would be amazing, because then I can get 1 set of my holiday collection done in like one go. So I'm hoping that this will improve productivity. This is just the Presto pot, I think, like the actual Presto pot brand Presto pot. And it's the 10-quart one. I have no idea. I'm linking it down below because I love the littler one. Oh, hi. What's up, baby? Yeah. So I just have customs. I have done is just sectioned out the wax that I need for each. I only have this many measuring cups, so I'm gonna have to do this in 2 batches, but basically I'm gonna put in the dye right now. It is at 185 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm gonna let it cool to about 130 and I'm gonna put the fragrance in. I use the low temperature method. I find that it works really well for me, so that's why I'm doing it like this. And I'm just gonna get these started. So it has been about 3 hours. I've made 15 candles. That is super slow. My standard is much faster, but because I have to measure the fragrance for each candle, measure the color, do all that. It's just a lot. So these definitely take longer, but I'm glad that I got 15 done because that means I'm a third of the way there, which is awesome. So I'm gonna let this batch cure. It is 2:30 right now. I'm probably gonna have a lunch break and then I'm gonna decide if I want to keep going or if I just want to take a break. Most days I would have made a lot more candles, but since these are all individual, it does take a little bit more out of me. So it's a little bit later on in the day and I just got in the jars for my holiday collection, so I just put on the label to make sure it looks okay and the warning label. I am super happy with how these jars look, but I also ordered these biodegradable paper tubes to ship them in, and unfortunately it is just very slightly too small, so I'm gonna have to get the next size up, but it's really nice and sturdy. It has a black inside and then this lid, so it just fits nice and snug. And I've tried bending this thing, it does not budge, so I think that it'll really protect the candles and shipping, but yeah, it just doesn't fit. So today I'm gonna be making a quick little holiday test, nothing formal. I'm just not really sure how the embeds are gonna burn, so I'm just gonna make one quick one to try it out. Okay, so this is the tester that I have. I'm only filling it up very low just because I need to see how the wick burns. I used eggnog because that was the fragrance that I was kind of unsure about. And then I just have, these are some freebies from Nature Harvest Designs, who made all the embeds that I'm using, so I just want to make sure that they burn okay. And that is that. I think I want to do all white for this collection, and then just have color in the toppings, so that's why I did that. So it is 9:30 in the morning. I just finished making the tester candle down here. So I'm gonna let it cure until 12. I know that's not exactly 4 hours, but it had been sitting downstairs when I made it. It isn't like freshly poured or anything, it's all set. So I'm just gonna let it cure for a little bit and then I'm just gonna let it burn pretty much all day. Lately I've been doing like extreme tests, if you want to call it that, just because I want to make sure that like even in a situation where a customer doesn't follow the rules, they're going to be safe. So, you know, follow the rules, but I'm testing to make sure that it's safe no matter what. Okay, so it is 11 o'clock. I'm just too impatient, so I'm going to burn this bad boy. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to trim the wick a little bit. Oh, goodbye. I have this electric lighter that I like literally swear by. It's so nice. And I'm leaving the wick a little bit tall because I have all these toppings. So these are just the labels that I've designed for custom so far. I'm not through with all of them. And there's a few that are customs of stuff that I've already done in my store, so I don't have to remake those. That's what we're working with. My basic formula is just to take a photo, a stock photo, bring down the transparency to about 50 to 60%, and then I really like using Alaska, and then Bakery, and then, I don't know how to pronounce that. But that's my basic for all of my labels. I like having a bold, a cursive, and then a thin. I just think something about mixing all of them looks really nice. Okay, so total rut-row moment. I just realized that I don't have any sticker paper, so I'm taking this with me. I'm going downstairs because I ordered paper tubes that I showed last night for my holiday collection. And I'm going to measure all of the dimensions so that I can order the correct label sizes because I'm not gonna just leave them plain. I'm gonna decorate some surfaces. Okay, so I took measurements. Now this one is 0.25 too small in diameter. This candle does not fit in here, just barely, so I ordered, this is 4.5 by 3.5, so I ordered the 4.5 by 3.75, so it should just fit. I want it to be really snug so it can't bounce around because the whole point is that I want to make this look nicer, but I also don't want to use bubble wrap. This is biodegradable, it's much more environmentally friendly. It can be reused if someone wants to, or they can just compost it. So I don't want it to bounce around and have the probability of breakage. So that's why I'm using these in the first place, and that's why I'm getting the bigger size, because these just don't fit. But in the meantime, I measure the dimensions, and there are a couple labels on Online Labels that caught my eye. So I just made little templates. I'm thinking this one will go all the way around. I'm gonna tape it and see. And then I liked this design, but now that it's on here, I don't think I like it at all. It was just like an arch. I think that looks really stupid. So we're gonna try this one, and then I'm gonna keep browsing to see what I wanna get for the base. And then I already have circle labels to go on top. I'm gonna do like a general branding, and then I'm gonna put a warning on here just so people really are warned. And then I want to decorate this part, that's what this will be, and then I want something to go on the base, so we'll see about that. Okay, so if I were to get these long sheet ones, I'd get the matte, and it would go all the way around until back here, but that is absolutely fine with me because I made circle like clear labels to stick the two pieces together, so I can just put that right here, and I don't think it'll look too weird. But I'm pretty happy with this. It just has like enough space. Obviously this isn't centered because gravity, but I think that'll look really nice. And I just have to figure out the base. I'm trying to line everything up with these seams right here because there's only the one. So hopefully I can get, this one is 12 inches all the way around. Obviously the new one will be bigger. Okay, so I found another sticker sheet that is 3 by 11, so that is what will go around the base. Obviously they'll be lined up with the seams and with each other, but this is just a test. So I'm gonna doodle and see. I think I know what I want for the lid, but I'm not super sure what I want for the front. This is gonna be the design for the holiday collection, and if this goes well, I'll probably implement this for the rest of my lines. And that's also why I'm getting this plain, so that I can do different labels for different collections and I don't have to order new custom quantities, because this company, this is Paper Tube Co. They do custom printing if you want, but A, it's more expensive than doing it yourself, and B, it's like you can do split artwork, but I don't remember the minimum. It's definitely more than I need, so that's why I'm doing it myself like this. Okay, so I think I figured out what I want. I want the front to always say the same thing, and then I want a little sort of did you know about our environmentally friendly practices on this side, especially so people know that they can reuse this tube or compost it. And then just sort of like a share your pictures with us. I love seeing customers' photos, so I hope that brings in a few more. So this is just what I want it to look like. There's the lid with the little stamp. I'll probably use a graphic so I don't have to stamp them all. So I got in the cute little tins for the samples. These are technically lip balm tins actually, but I just thought it'd be nice for a scent sample, you know, no wick or anything, just so if someone orders something from the holiday collection, they can get an idea of what a different scent in that collection smells like. I know it's really hard to sell candles online because you can only explain a scent so much, so I'm hoping that people will like this. I'm hoping it will help people make decisions about which scent they might want, and I just think it's like a nice little freebie. Okay, so it has been about an hour since I did all the little tester labels. I'm still burning the test candle, and I'm just in the midst of planning my next big collection. It'll probably drop in January since I'm gonna have the holiday collection go until the end of the year, and then closer to like Hanukkah and Christmas, I'm gonna just like close the shop. I'm not gonna be working for the new year. So the anime collection will be dropping sometime in January, I'm thinking. So I'm doing famous quotes because I don't think any quotes are copyrighted, so I can use those and get the point across without using any like trademarked characters or photos or names. And so far I have 4 characters. I'm thinking I'll do 6. What I'm doing right now is just writing out the character, what they're from, the quote I want to use, and then I'm scent shopping. I'm trying to get them all from Candle Cocoon this time around, just because they have really good quality scents. They're just a little bit more expensive. Yesterday was when I did that first test of the one single candle. I just wanted to see sort of how the wax melts would behave because I've never bought them from her before, so I'm now doing my formal testing. I have a Eco 16, 2 Eco 4s, and then 1 CD24. So the Eco 16 and the CD24 were the recommended for my jar diameter, and then the Eco 4 obviously was not recommended, but double wicking I think might be nice. So I'm gonna test them all today. You can just see this is a shorthand of the note thing that I shared in my video about wicking. I didn't print them out, I didn't feel like it. And I just have the different wicks that I'm gonna be trying out. And then I'm just gonna be using, this is just some leftover wax that I've melted a couple of times. It's got some mica in it. Yesterday I had some big boy tunneling, but I'm actually really happy with how the color melts. It looks kind of like flan, but I really like the concept of having like just a white candle and then the wax melts will add color to it when they melt. I think that's pretty cool. But as you can see, this did not work. So this was an HTP 93 and usually it gets the job done, but not this time. Okay, so these are just setting up. I didn't wait for them to fully cure so that some of the toppings can kind of stick to the wax a little bit. That's why it looks a little bumpy. And the wicks got a little bit kind of raised, but I just have all the information. And again, I just threw random toppings on from freebie stuff. And these are just random tester scents that I got that I didn't care about. I think it's like Christmas hearth and a little bit of mistletoe. So I'm gonna let these set up just enough so that I can move them. I'm not gonna put lids on just because I don't really feel like grabbing a bunch of lids. And then I am gonna wait 4 hours this time. So right now is 10:40. That means around 3, a little before 3, I can start lighting these. So it is time to burn these. This is the Eco 4 double wicked one. And again, these are just like random toppings. I'm really excited to see how the Fruit Loops burn. I think it'll be either brown or really pretty. And then this is the Eco 16. This is one of the best bets, I think. And then this is the CD24, which is the #1 recommended on the Wick Guide. I primarily work with Eco, so I'm very interested to see how that one turns out. But I'm gonna let these burn for ideally 6 hours, just so we can see. I want to make sure the glass doesn't get too hot, the flame doesn't get too high. So we got the CD24s all the way on the left, and then the Eco 16, and then the double Eco 4. Because this flame is insane. Do you see how high? Like, this jar isn't even entirely filled and it's above the edge, whereas this Eco is well within. Same with these Eco 4. So it's only been a few minutes, but this one is not looking good. But I think these two might be pretty good bets. So I went ahead and I trimmed the wick for this one just because that flame was insane. So hopefully I can get a better idea of how this flame will go. These are all looking good. Okay, so after trimming that one on the end, they all look a lot better. Obviously, I won't be able to tell how they perform until an hour in when I can judge the melt pool width and depth and all that, but they look a lot better now, so I'm just gonna let them do their thing and I'll check in later. Okay, so it's been a little bit over an hour. This one looks really good. This one's a little bit small, but I think it should be okay. We'll check in. And this one is a little bit big. You can see it's really deep and it's not spreading. So far the CD24 is the best bet. So it has been 4 hours. Hi. Did I wake you? It's been 4 hours. None of them are burned through. I've never had this much trouble wicking a candle before. I've also never worked with a candle this big before, so I'm trying not to like get too bothered by the fact that I haven't found the right wick yet, but I just purchased a CD26, which is a size bigger than the one that I had. I'm not really sure what's causing such a hang up. I don't know if it's the mica or the embeds might be giving it a hard time, but you know, I bought all the embeds. They're definitely going in the collection, so I just have to work with it. So I have to do some waiting for the packages to get in. I just placed an order for those. It's not the best way to end this vlog, but it's pretty much the end. You know, I'm not gonna be able to work for the rest of the week on these, and this has already been like 3 hours of footage, so I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more exciting, but yeah, see you in the video. Thanks for watching.